Hello guys, MikuChibi here, welcome back to another banner review, and today we're gonna have a look at the newest banner, the Ordinal Scale Selection Order, which is featuring Yuna and Nautilus skill Chord. In this banner, it is a guaranteed banner with a cost of 2,500 Arcana Gem to summon, and it is available till today, till the 28th February, so 10 days duration. In this banner, there are 25 skill record, 23 Yuna skills, and 2 Nautilus or Eiji skill record. And yes, somehow he only managed to have only 2 skills till 2023. Well, let's hope they add more skill record for him. Anyway, let's have a look at the skills, and let's start with Nautilus Eiji skill first, then we can look at Yuna skills. And the first skill we have is kind of Decision Nautilus. This is a slash water sword skill with 740% damage. It is a skill that helps to debuff your enemy. When you use it, it will give 30% decrease on enemy defense and attack. So this is a decent support skill that can be used for GOG or in a party, which is good, but you don't really need to have it in your set. Brilliant Combat Eiji. This is another sword skill, wind slash with 960% damage. It is a awakening skill with 20 SP cost to use, and this is also a support skill but for wind element. When you use it, you will apply a wind debuff that helps you and your party members with wind skills to deal more damage, up to 23% for 10 seconds. And if you have one more Yuna skills in your set, the skill will get 1000 attack plus additional 1000 damage for each Yuna skill you have in your set. A really nice skill to use if you're using for your wind build as a 3rd or 4 slots skill, if you want to deal more wind damage. Now let's move on to Yuna skills. The first skill we have is Parallel Music Yuna. This is a passive skill that gives you 7.2% attack, and if you have an attack buff, you will deal additional 180 damage to enemy when you attack. This is an old passive skill that is really bad right now, and it can easily get replaced like Peaceful Smile Yui. Soothing Song Yuna. It is an Earth Blunt skill with 680% damage, and it is a stacking support mage that stack attack percent, which is for everyone that are in the party. A really nice support skill to have if you plan to play a support role, and this is a skill that many still use, especially for GOG to boost your party members' attack. Song of Sunshine Yuna. This is a passive skill that gives you 9% attack when you have buff on yourself, and you can also deal 9% more damage if the enemy has an attack or defense debuff. A good combo with kind of Decision Nautilus, but it is a passive that you don't really need to have, and there are better passive that performs better. Black Cat Witch Yuna. This is a slash water dagger skill with 600% damage. It is a skill that gives you 80% evasion for 2 seconds, and it is one of my favorite dagger skills to use since it has evasion, which is really good, and it can dodge all enemies' attack, especially when you have it max limit break, so you get 100% evasion. But it is not a must dagger skill to have, and you usually use it in a situational fight, and most of the time you have other skills that you want to use instead of this one. Summer Straw Hat Yuna is a wholly blunt mace skill with 700% damage. It is a skill that decreases enemy slash attack by 80%, and it has 2 bonus. 3% crit rate against enemy with a slash attack, and also deal 10% additional damage of your own current HP. So I would say this is an alright mace skill, but there are better mace skills that deal more damage compared to it. Diva of Hope Yuna. This is a passive skill that gives you 60% attack when you have attack buff on yourself, and you also recover 260 HP when you use your switch. It is a passive that you don't really need, but it can be nice to use if you don't have other passive skill that gives a lot of attack. But in the end, it can easily get replaced by stronger passive. Song Travel Yuna. This is a fire slash dagger skill with a 680% damage. It gives you a 9% attack buff for 10 seconds, and also gives 25% more damage if the enemy has a status element. A dagger skill that you can use for a mod fodder for your dagger mod if you don't have any better fodder. And this is a really good to be used for GOG if you can apply elements on the boss. Minstrel on Deck Yuna. It is a passive skill that gives you 9% crit rate and 20% attack against bleeding enemy. A nice passive that gives you both crit rate and attack if there is a bleed status on the enemy, which is usually in party or in GG. a passive skill that you can use if you don't have any other passive to work with. Musician Idol Yuna, a dark/dagger skill with 780% damage. It is an awakening skill that gives you 80% crit rate when it has found enemy weakness, and it can also apply 2 elements, bleed and poison at low chance. It is a decent skill that did get a buff. Before it was a just regular skill, but now it is an awakening skill. Even if it did get a buff, the skill still isn't that useful, and there are better skills that you rather want to use than this one. Fancy Bear Yuna. This is a Windblood mace with 880% damage. It's a melee skill that you can apply bear buff on the enemy, which does nothing for 30 seconds. The skills gives you 25% crit rate against enemy that likes bear, and also 5% of your max HP as recovery when you defeat a mob. It is not a bad skill since you can use it against Chaos Showdown like 195 Butterfly Layla if you don't have any stronger mace skill, but it is still a weak skill compared to modern Wind mace skill. This skill is rarely being used as a buff applier for skills that need a buff status on the boss that doesn't have a buff status. Exciting Stage Yuna. This is a passive skill that gives you 24% dark damage when you use a buff on yourself and 30% crit damage. It is a nice passive if you want to increase your dark damage, but you don't really need it. Adamantine Shield Yuna. This is a shield skill that acts as a buff. It decreases enemies' attack by 9% for 20 seconds for everyone that are in your party, and also gives HP recovery buff, where you recover 1.3% of your max HP for 30 seconds. It is probably one of the worst shield skills since it costs 50 SP to use, and there are much better skills that can provide better buff with a lower cost of SP and can also deal damage. Everlasting Bloom Yuna, a Water Blood mace skill with 900% damage. It is an awakening mace that gives you 2 buffs to your party, 30% attack and defense for 15 seconds, and additionally, when you use it on switch, it can apply Mark debuff, which the next attack you use deals double to the enemy. This is a skill that many players like to use and give it to their partner so Koharu can apply the mark and buff yourself. And this is a nice skill that can be equipped on you or on Koharu. Exciting Performing Yuna, a Holy Blood mace skill with 1050% damage. It is a burst skill that can also deal 2930% damage when you activate the burst. It is a skill that gives more damage to the enemy when it's weak to blunt, up to 28% damage for 20 seconds, and it also gives you 50% crit rate against enemy with a frost attack. When you activate the burst, instead of getting 50% crit rate, the skill will get 100% crit rate and also help you to increase the break gadget on the enemy if the enemy has a break. A really strong skill, but it's also hard to activate if you don't have multiple holy skills in your set, since the burst sequence is Holy, Blunt, Holy, Holy. Fever of Exhaltation Yuna, another burst skill, but this time a Wind Frost skill with 1130% damage. It is a spear skill that can apply wind buff, 23% for 10 seconds, and also HP recovery. When it comes to burst, it deals 3160% damage, and the wind debuff duration is now 20 seconds. Not only that, it's going to deal more damage thanks to this bonus where you get up to 50% more attack, depends how much HP you currently have. The more remaining HP, the more attack you'll get. Also, it helps to increase the break gadget in burst. So it is a really strong burst skill that you can use for Chaos Showdown 175 Stig. And because of the cooldown of the skills and the burst is 12 seconds, you can use it again really fast. Still, this is a skill that's really hard to activate since you don't have that many wind skills in your set. The burst sequence is Wind, Wind, Frost, Wind to activate the burst. Good Luck Summon Yuna. It is an awakening pass skill that gives you 2 element boost, 8% for Dark and Earth. Additionally, you will also get 420 additional damage when you attack the enemy, so it is a really nice passive to have if you want to increase your Dark or Earth element damage. Snow Singer Yuna, a water shield skill that gives you 7% petrified resistance for 10 seconds and can also apply frostbite with a low chance. If you have it on switch, it will guarantee to apply frostbite with 5 stacks, and it also raises 2 stacks of all stacks buff that have on yourself. A decent shield but not really useful. Frostbite can be nice, but we have other skills that are better at applying frostbite. Supporting Toon Yuna. is a Holy Blunt Shield skill, which is a support skill that gives you 28% damage if the enemy is weak to Frost for 20 seconds, and it can also deal more damage, 25% if the enemy is weak to Blunt. A decent shield skill that you can give to your Goharu if you want to deal more damage with your Frost weapon. All set Yuna, another shield skill, Warrior Blunt with 250% damage, and this is a skill which is the same as the Kismet shield, so it is really good skill that can buff your damage, depends how much defense you have, and since it is the same as Kismet, it can also apply Frostbite with a low chance while Kismet can apply Burn. Heart Soothing Voice Yuna, it is a Holy Slash skill with 1100% damage. Is a mod dagger skill with 2 bonus plus 1000 attack if you have 2 Yuna skills in your set, and it helps to increase status element by 3 stacks on the enemy. A strong mod Holy for dagger if you don't have other dagger mod skills, otherwise there are stronger mod dagger that has more damage on the second bonus instead of having stacking. The Final Touch Yuna, our first connect skill for Christmas theme, a Blunt Holy Connect Melee skill that buffs yourself with more attack percent and also gives you SP back if you hit crit. Are really good to have for floor 91 Dragon if you are maze damage dealer, or for GOG. If it was a buffer for your party, the skill will be a must skill to get, but for now it is alright maze skill to have if you have other skill to be able to build a maze damage build. Rising Highest Tide Yuna, another connect skill, a Fire Blunt Maze skill that decreases enemy damage by 45%. If you have linked skill, you will also receive additional switch gain, 10, 20, 30 additional switch gain to get your switch faster, and this is not a bad skill if you know how to use this skill. And for our last skill, we have the Singer Under the Tree Yuna. It is a passive skill and is also a Powerized 4 skill that gives you 740 flat attack, 30% attack, and also it is Awakening. It also comes with a negative effect which reduces your defense by 30%, and if you use a max HP buff, your HP will decrease by 99% every 3 seconds. And as you know, Power Rise is a really strong passive skill, and it is used mostly every build except for Sword, so maybe this is a chance to try to get it if you don't have any Power Rise yet. So that was all the skill we have looked through, and now it's time to answer your question, is this banner worth the pull? Well, I can at least say this one is much better to pull on instead of the Yuna birthday banner, since this one costs only 2,500 Archon Gems to summon, while you have to pay 6,250 Archon Gems on the Yuna birthday banner for 1 rotation, and you have a chance might just end with 1 skill. But the skills in this banner isn't a must to have, even if there are skills that are really strong. I will skip this banner for now, since we do have the 5th anniversary for global within a month, but if you do like to collect skills and missing a lot of Yuna skills and Nautilus skills, then you can pull on this one. For new players, this isn't the best banner for you, so you should also skip this one and save your Archon Gems, and for those that like to reroll, then this banner might be really good since you have a chance to get a Power Rise 4, but that is in 1 in 25, so really low chance. But I do wish you guys to good luck if you plan to summon on the banner, and that's for me. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully this banner review will help you to understand how good the banner it is, or if it were to skip or summon. But anyway, that's for me. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care, and bye bye.